Let's talk about formal German. I know, it can feel a little intimidating, right? But honestly, getting it right is the secret to making an absolutely fantastic first impression. So, we're going to break it all down and get you ready for pretty much any formal setting you can think of.
You know, the source material for this gave us this perfect metaphor, and I want you to keep it in your head the whole time. Think of formal German as putting on a well-tailored business suit. It's not about being stuffy or cold, not at all. It's about showing respect, looking professional, and just knowing the rules of the game. This one idea, this business suit idea, is going to be our guide through everything.
So, come on, let's get you dressed. We're going to start with the absolute basics, the foundation of the suit that you just can't skip. Okay, the fabric of our entire suit is just one little word, Sie. This is the formal way to say you, and trust me, it is non-negotiable. If you're talking to a stranger, your boss, an official, basically anyone you don't know well in a professional setting, Sie is where you have to start. It instantly signals, I respect you. And with that Sie, you've got two other core components. You're always going to use the titles Herr for Mr. and Frau for Miss or Mrs., and you follow that with their last name. So you'd never just say, hello, Michael. Instead, it's Guten Tag, Herr Schmidt. See how that works? Those three things, Sie, the title, and the last name, are the bedrock of formal German. All right, let's move on to the very first thing you'll do in any conversation, the greeting. And just like picking the right tie for your suit, in German, picking the right greeting actually depends on the time of day. It's really pretty simple. In the morning, you'll say Guten Morgen. For most of the day, your go-to standard greeting is Guten Tag. Then, once evening hits, say around 6 p.m. or so, you'll switch over to Guten Abend. Easy, right? It's simple, it's classy, and you'll always sound like you know what you're doing. Now here's a little pro tip. This is one of those details that shows you really get it. The phrase Gute Nacht is not a general good evening greeting. It literally means good night, and you only say it when someone is actually off to bed or you're leaving a party very, very late. Think of it as a final farewell for the day, not a hello. So you've said hello, now what? Well, you don't just dive straight into business. The next layer of our suit is what we call the polite inquiry. It's a small step, but it's so important for building a good rapport.
And the key phrase is Wie geht es Ihnen? Now, did you notice that word Ihnen? That's the formal version that goes hand in hand with Sie. Asking this shows that you're not just there for business, you're taking a moment to engage in a respectful, human way.
And what if someone asks you first? Well, you just keep it professional and positive. A simple Danke, good, which is thank you, good, or Danke sehr gut for very good, is absolutely perfect. You don't need to give them your life story. This is all part of a polite, formal dance. Okay, this is huge. After you answer, you absolutely must return the question. And the formal way to do that is simply und Ihnen, which means and you. Forgetting this can make you seem a little abrupt, maybe even a bit rude. It's like giving a firm handshake but then just walking away. Don't forget the und Ihnen. Okay, time for introductions. I want you to think about this part of the conversation as the verbal version of exchanging business cards. It's clean, it's direct, and it gives everyone the information they need. So you've got two fantastic standard ways to introduce yourself. You can say, mein Name ist, and then your full name, or you can say, ich heiße, and then your full name. Honestly, both are perfect, both are formal, you can't go wrong. And to ask for their name, well, you've got two great options that perfectly mirror how you just introduced yourself. You can ask, wie heißen Sie, or wie ist Ihr Name? And notice, again, how both of them use the formal Sie and Ihr. It's all part of the system. Now, to really finish off that business card exchange with a nice touch, you can add this phrase, nett Sie kennenzulernen. It just means, nice to meet you, and it's just the perfect, warm yet professional way to wrap up that introduction. Every conversation, of course, has to come to an end, and making a graceful exit is just as important as that first impression. You want to leave things feeling polished and professional. Okay, pay close attention here, because this is one of those distinctions that will really make you stand out. When you're saying goodbye in person, you say Auf Wiedersehen. It literally means until we see each other again. But if you're on the phone where you can't see the other person, you say Auf Wiederhören, until we hear each other again. Nailing this little detail, that's a true sign of fluency. So let's do a super quick review of our German business suit. Number 1, always use Sie. Always. Greet people based on the time of day. Remember to ask Wie geht es Ihnen? And, crucially, to return with und Ihnen. And finally, know that key difference between saying goodbye in person versus on the phone. If you can master these points, you've pretty much mastered the core of German formality. So you see, you're not just memorizing phrases anymore. You're learning a whole system of respect. You now have the complete outfit, the full suit, for any formal German interaction. So the only real question left is, where are you going to wear it first?